been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Arma Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really, this is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Chief, what do you want to do tonight?
Same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Armchair. YouTube Live.
Radio station.
The radio station you can call your own. Do you know what listeners like about our station?
I like everything. It's always on my radio.
We never stop the music, except for now, when I talk.
Armchair.
Do you think you can get me a tape of the show?
What on earth for?
Well, how often do you get to hear your son on the radio?
I'm on the radio every day!
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
They've given me less than 1 year to turn this place around. Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire...
Armchair.
Community Access Channel.
He's the armchair quarterback. He's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man. With a groove in his head. Yeah, the armchair quarterback. He's kind of fun and he's kind of fat. The all-American man.
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you on the finale?
Armchair.
Do you think you can get me a tape of the show?
What on earth for?
Well,
yeah, that thing's on the loop for some reason. I turned it off last night. I guess it regenerates itself. How are you, Bobby?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl. The one last game to talk about. I'm looking forward to getting into that.
And Dougster.
Doing good.
You still coming over to the house for the Super Bowl party?
Yep, I'll be there.
All right. We should have a pretty good crowd to this year. So I doubled down thinking that Buffalo was going to make it to the Super Bowl finally. So the main theme was going to be wings. And then they spit the bit again, so we had to kind of pivot. So we're going to be doing it's called a Seattle dog. I don't know if everybody's ever heard of this. It's supposed to be really good. I've never tried it, but we're going to put the ingredients together and see how it comes out. And then for the New England side, they do this version with a grilled cheese, but we're going to do it with the baker because of the whole influence of the Boston Irish area up there. And I didn't want to do a sandwich and a dog for the Super Bowl party. So it's going to be a baker with barbecue and cheese and macaroni and cheese on top. And it's supposed to be really good. So looking forward to that. I've always done that for the Super Bowl. The teams that make it, we try to make something for each team and then have some kind of a staple in the middle. But this year, I mean, man, I went all in. Every time I saw the wings on sale, I threw them in the freezer, And I'm thinking, all right, we're going to really rock and roll. Good to see you, Charlie. I know John's already in the chat. We are going to hit up John's question to start off the show. Let's go ahead and fly into it. We're going to get into the more exotic prop bets. And those are a lot of fun, but this is a pretty basic one. And I thought it was an interesting topic. John's saying that up in the, I believe that he's at home right now. So up in the northern New York area on the local radio station, this was a pretty common question, or I guess it was a debate going on this morning on local radio. It was a prop bet on Kenneth Walker III, his first carry. Over under is 3.5 yards, and whether or not you would go with the over under on that, which side would you take? Would you take the over? Would you take the under? I'm going to save my opinion for last. We'll start off with Doug. Doug, are you taking the over or the under 3.5 yards on that first carry of the game from Kenneth Walker?
I'm taking the under. I'm definitely taking the under on that one. I mean, everybody forgets New England's run defense is elite, and I don't think Kenneth Walker's going to have a lot of room throughout the entire game. So, yeah, I would take the under on that prop bet.
Bobby, what say you?
I'm in the same boat. I'm going under 3.5. Usually that first run play call of the game as well is a pretty simple call, like a draw up the middle or something. And I mean, he'll be staring down Milton Williams and Christian Barmore if he's doing that. So it's hard to imagine that he'll break off a big one on the first play. I think he'll stay under 3.5.
So I would honestly steer clear of this bet, but if I'm going to take it one way or the other, it's going to have to be the under.
Yeah.
Kind of like what y'all are laying out there. You're talking about my only concern. I think John brought it up, and I won't read it off word for word, but what if the first two plays of the game are passes, right? And they end up being like incomplete, right? And it's 3rd and 10, or even worse. What if the first two plays of the game are like sacks, or you get a long penalty and a sack, whatever. And for whatever reason, it's either 2nd and very, very long or 3rd and long, right? And they run a draw play up the middle. You could see them playing it very, very conservatively, where he gets 5 or 6 yards, but he's still 10 yards short of the line to gain, and everybody goes off the field happy. So that's why I would steer clear of this bet. I hate these types of bets because of the circumstances on it. And most of the time, I would be hitting the over on that, mainly because it's more fun to pull for the over on a prop bet like that. But the other reason, the obvious reason on this is typically, especially as good of a running game as Seattle has, 3.5 is not a huge gain in today's standards. But that New England defense has been really good. Before we get into these prop bets, curious on y'all's take on the overall game itself and whether or not. So there's a school of thought going on with the Patriots all year long, and yet here we are in the Super Bowl now. And the biggest narrative that I heard all year long was that they hadn't played anybody, soft schedule, et cetera, et cetera. But yet they continue to beat every team that's in front of them, right? And I get it. They got to Denver, and they were playing the backup quarterback. But they still found a way to win. Do y'all think this is going to be a blowout, or is New England going to surprise everybody and really make Seattle fight tooth and nail down the stretch? And I'm not even talking about covering the spread. I'm talking about even if it's a one-score game, if they win by 7, Seattle still covers. Do you see that type of game, or do you think Seattle's going to run them off the road? Bobby, what say you?
Yeah, I think the Patriots are going to make the Seahawks earn it. I really do. I think the Seahawks are going to ultimately win this game because I think they're better in most areas. But this is a good Patriots team. They've got a lot of talent on that defense. Drake May is playing great football right now. And at the most important position, which is quarterback, they do have the advantage. I strongly believe so. It's not going to be an easy matchup for the Seahawks, and I think that narrative that they haven't really beaten anybody is kind of a little bit unfair.
I think it's a silly narrative when you're talking about playing in the National Football.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, you're in the Super Bowl now. And I know they had a little bit of a gift-wrapped AFC Championship game, but they beat a tough Houston Texans defense to get through the divisional round. They beat a decent Chargers team, and they didn't let the Chargers get anything going on offense in that game. So this is a good team. I don't think they'll win, but I think they'll keep it close.
Of course, it goes the other direction. Everyone's going to go, I knew it. I knew they sucked. Doug, what say you?
Yeah, the funniest thing, all season everybody's been talking about that with their schedule. I've always said, and I've observed with primarily every Super Bowl champion or any type of champion, championship teams find a way to win no matter what. And New England has that same quality. So, like Bobby said, New England is a good football team. And good football teams find a way to win. I don't think this game's going to be a blowout at all. I think this is going to be a bloody rock fight. I think these two are going to dig into each other. if Seattle were to win, I think it would take a last-minute field goal for them to win this game. It could go either way. I think New England matches up better against Seattle than prognosticators say they do.
I'll tell you one advantage that New England has that I don't think a lot of people thought about. So Mike Vrabel being in all those Super Bowls as a player, right? But also, that he has to have had several conversations over the last couple of weeks with one Bill Belichick, right? I don't believe that they ever had any kind of riff where they wouldn't still have a very good rapport. So that whole thing, that whole notion to me that this could be a situation of Seattle having a big coaching advantage. And don't get me wrong, it's been impressive what Seattle's done this year. But Vrabel being in those games as a player knows what to expect and the mindset of it, but then also having the ability to call Bill Belichick and say, hey, when you took us into those games, what was your game plan? What did you do? What did you focus on? Because it's not like a normal ball game. You have 2 weeks to prepare, which means your opponent has 2 weeks to prepare. And there's all kinds of little things that you had. I saw a video this morning when I was getting ready. Didn't have time to get the audio, but the short of it is, and I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but Tom Brady was talking about when he was with the Patriots about to play it was actually the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl, and all the stuff that they went through leading up to the championship game, and that Friday night after they had already no more in other words, no more practicing. All you're going to have is a little bit of a walkthrough on Saturday, but you've already put the pads up. There's no actual practicing, and so you couldn't have actually worked these plays out. But him and the OC at the time, McDaniel, they went through the video Friday night together and found 4 plays, 2 which turned into touchdowns in that game that they implemented. And I guess at the end of the day, his point was you can't be over-prepared. Over-prepared is nonsense. Continue to grind through the film because you might see something that you didn't see before. So I think that's another guy that he's going to have access to. I would say that Vrabel's probably called up Tom Brady and said, hey, going in there as a young guy, I'm trying to calm the storms with Drake May. What should I do? Now, the biggest fear I have on putting money on the Seattle Seahawks is it Sam Darnold, man. I could just see him throwing 6 interceptions. You're like, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah. Well, his 2 biggest games for the Vikings last year as a Vikings player, those went disastrously. They were terrible. The Week 18 game where it was, playing for the 1 seed, he crapped the bed, and then the wild card round as well, just a terrible performance. So I worry about that. I'm still worried about like Sam Darnold under bright lights if that's gonna come out to be a factor.
Uncle Charlie says Tom Brady's not there to rig the footballs. I don't believe weather's going to be much of a factor in this game. I haven't heard anything on it. Yeah. Isn't that going to be something though, John talking about Sam Darnold seeing ghosts? Isn't that going to be something if he ends up winning a Super Bowl MVP? After all the nonsense that went on, I did see a pretty funny skit where they were talking about the strategy of the New York Jets. And so it was like a cartoon type setup. And basically they're saying, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to draft this kid at a Southern Cal. We're going to draft him way too high. We're going to ruin him. We're going to kick him off the team. He's going to bounce around the league and get coached really well, get coached up. Then he's going to get out to Seattle and he's going to beat the Patriots. And that's how we beat the Patriots dynasty. And one of the coaches in there goes, couldn't we just draft our own quarterback and do our own things? That's not how we do it in New York. Shut up. All right, let's go ahead and get into the crazy prop bets because there's a lot to get into. Let's see what page I'm on here. Well, we'll just start here and we'll let it roll as we roll. We'll bounce back and forth between this and actual real prop bets, and then at the end of the show, we are going to give you our 4-pack of tall boys apiece. So dig in here. Here's the first one. Will Mac Hollins enter the stadium barefoot? Minus 500, yes. No, plus 350. I don't know why this is a thing. Is he known for walking in barefoot?
Yes. He walks everywhere barefoot, everywhere except for bathrooms and when it's like freezing cold out. So I think minus 500 is even too close of odds. I mean, it should be like minus 2,000. He is without a doubt going to walk in barefoot.
You don't think that someone will go out there and pay him to wear their shoes?
Oh, that's possible. He does have a brand of shoes he likes to wear where, you know, like his thing is like modern shoes kind of form your foot a little bit too narrow. So there is a brand of shoes whenever it's really cold that he'll occasionally wear where it's like the end of the shoe is really wide. So it kind of look like clown shoes. So maybe he'll strike a deal with them and
I was really missing out, man. I am not in on the Mac Hollins barefoot.
Yeah, I kind of went down the rabbit hole the other day. It's really interesting.
See, what is the weather supposed to be there on Super Bowl? Let me pull it up. Good God, could they have more ads on this damn thing? I might have to pull this up on my phone. They're only going out 48 hours on this. So, yeah, I'll pull it up on my phone. Right now, it's 53 degrees out in San Francisco, so that's not terribly cold. But I don't know if anyone's ever tried to go on the actual desktop version of Weather Channel. It is brutal. But I don't think it would be cold enough to make a difference. Has he ever said why he does that?
I always thought it was like a superstition thing, like ball players, you know. I always thought that he left me with the impression he just does it because he's been doing it since college. So
yeah,
63 degrees is the high.
He said he dealt with some injuries early in his career, and since he switched to walking around barefoot, those have kind of gone away. Like he had some chronic injuries that it was at a point where he was considering retirement, and then he started walking barefoot because he met with some doctor, and the doctor came in barefoot, and he was like, "Oh, I'll give that a try." And he said he hasn't had injury problems since then.
That makes no sense that you have foot injuries, and all of a sudden you're walking around barefoot, and it improves your feet. Most doctors tell you to wear some kind of corrective shoe or something with a lot of padding to prevent. Anyways, I kind of believe Doug's theory is that it's a superstition, but I understand what Bobby's saying is that he saw it.
One came out of the other.
Right.
He thinks it helped his feet, and then he doesn't, and he doesn't dare not do it anymore.
My guess is this is a backup plan. If his football career fails, he's going to start an OnlyFans account and put a big old Tuesday.
And Chop Shot in the chat is right too. He's very much a hippie.
Yeah, he's
an eccentric dude. So
he's different.
He calls it grounded. That's a new term for dipstick hippie. Okay. Will a player cry during the national anthem? Minus 240, yes. No, plus 185. I mean, you got to bang the yes on this all day long, don't you? At least one of them. If nothing else, they're going to do it for attention.
Yeah.
If something dramatic had happened this week in the country, right, to the United States, it would definitely be. There's no way there's not like 10 people crying. But at least one guy's going to have a tear streaming down his face.
I can already see it being Will Campbell as well. I don't know why.
And I guess it has to be a player. For the way I'm looking at the prop, it can't be like a coach or some.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I think that would happen.
Well, Will Campbell has a lot to cry about as it is.
Well, also, it's a lot of these guys is their first Super Bowl. I think more than anything, more than the patriotism, it's just like the moment. You know, you're hearing the national anthem before the biggest game of your life. That's pretty emotional moment. I'm sure there'll be some tears shed.
Well, I got to figure there's going to be at least one guy whose dad or grandfather was in the military. Something dramatic happened, and he's going to think of it at that moment. So I would have to hit all day long on the yes. I don't even know how that stat is that low. All right, I'm guessing are they dating? Will Cardi B wear a Stephon Diggs jersey?
Yeah, I think they're dating, or I think they have a kid or something. Amongst Stephon Diggs, 10 other kids. Maybe I don't know.
Plus 170 yes, minus 250 no.
She tends to have a pretty bold like fashion plan, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if a jersey is her thing. I would have to see if she's worn it consistently before.
Cardi B is pregnant with his child, is what it says. Are currently dating. So a prego, depending on how long into the pregnancy she is, that may or may not be a flattering look.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm with you though. Most likely she doesn't, because she's probably gonna have something made. This is gonna be like a red carpet type deal, right?
Yeah.
So it'd still be, I guess that would be at any point in the game. But I can't imagine that she's going to do a wardrobe change.
Probably not. Well, would it still count if it's like, because I've seen a lot of like partners of NFL players, they'll have the jacket made with the numbers and the names stitched into it. Would that count, or is it just a straight up jersey? It
just says jersey.
Yeah.
Then I say no.
Yeah, I would say no.
Yeah. Will Bad Bunny perform an unreleased song? I will not know this, but plus 185 yes, minus 240 no.
Probably not. I don't know.
No, I would say no.
I
wouldn't be able to tell. I wouldn't be able to tell if my bet has hit or not.
Yeah, how will anybody know if it's been released or not? Because regardless what they try to tell you, he's not that popular. Not in the United States.
Yeah.
So I'm not going, oh, yeah, this is the one where he says the one English word. Like, I mean, how the hell am I supposed to know if it does or not? I'm damn sure not watching the halftime show to figure it out.
Yeah.
They said Turning Point's doing an alternate halftime show where, like, Kid Rock's going to be in there. So we're going to crank that bastard up. I'm still going to leave the Bad Bunny on because I know my wife wants to see it and just see what it's about. But I'm telling you, she's not going to like it because I've heard that there's a good chance he's going to wear a dress and all this kind of stuff. And people are ticked off about that. I don't care at the end of the day because newsflash, all halftime shows suck. Okay. They're the reason why you go outside and smoke you one, drink you one outside, and away you go. You don't worry about who the hell's sick because it's never anybody worth a damn doing it. I think in my lifetime of watching roughly 40 Super Bowls, right? I can recall 2 halftime shows. And if you push me to remember 5, I guarantee you 4 of them suck, right? The only one I was ever impressed by, Honest Engine, just because of all the acrobatics that she did, and I don't really like her music per se, but it was an impressive show, was Lady Gaga. Because I'll never forget, like, she was like twirling at the top of the stage. I was like, damn. I'm like, I don't even care if she's actually singing, she's all lip sync. That's an impressive thing, right? But like when Maroon 5 was on there, I was like, that's brutal. The guys that went out there to rap, that sucked because they all looked old and fat. Like, you know, you weren't getting them in their prime. You're like, damn, 50 Cent out there looking like about 3 bills. You know, it was kind of pathetic seeing it. I thought it was cool at first, and I go, oh man, I really didn't want to see those guys now. I want to remember them the way they were. And all the other shows, like I do remember Garth Brooks had a pretty good one back when the Super Bowl halftime show was a big deal. I missed the nip slip of Janet Jackson. By then, I had already given up on the Super Bowl show. At that point, I was like, this thing is stupid. So by then, I did my typical ritual where I go outside during halftime. The only thing I hate about the Super Bowl shows is it's so long. It's usually like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kicker. So.
Will Bad Bunny expose a nipple? Yes, minus 450. So they believe he's going to show there's going to be a nip slip no matter what. This minus 450. Yes. No, plus 275. From everything I've heard of him, I would say that you have to.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But those are terrible odds.
Yeah, you're not really getting anything back on. I'd probably stay away from it.
I could see that freak coming out with the pasties. Yeah, so he doesn't really expose the nipple.
Like I said, I'll be outside during halftime.
Great job, by the way. Great job, NFL. What a great choice for the halftime show. What I'm hoping is that the Turning Point halftime show crushes ratings, right? So that the NFL realizes that they have screwed up and starts putting more mainstream back into the halftime show. Because they act like that their main demographic they're trying to entertain are children, right? 17, 18-year-old kids. This is a Super Bowl. Everybody watches it. You should have someone that everybody can relate to. I know you're always going to paint someone out of the corner, whatever, but you should, in theory, have someone that is universal, right? And I don't care the genre of music. Someone that I don't have to go, who, what, Google it, No. Great job, NFL, by the way. Just, stellar job once again. You see, I don't understand that one, so we'll move to the next one. What position will pour the Gatorade on the winning coach? Oh, that's goofy. Oh, it's offense or defense. Minus 125 defense, plus 220 offense. Both is 250. So I would have to go with defense because unless it's
be taking a kneel down.
Right, unless it's a blowout, it's going to be a kneel down situation. The only way that doesn't happen is if it comes down to the last play of the game and the offensive team does not succeed in what, let's say it's 3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line, last play of the game, and incomplete pass, then the offense would be dumping it on the coach, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how locked in you're going to be at that point anyways, because if you're sitting there watching your Super Bowl life on the line, are you going, hey guys, let's go be cute and grab the Gatorade bucket? No, I think you're going to be at the side, going, praying and hold on to your rosary beads and everything.
Yeah.
Would y'all, I think I go defense minus 125, right?
Yeah, I'm absolutely in the same boat. I think if it doesn't come down to, like you said, if it doesn't come down to the offense just burning clock and kneeling down, then it's kind of just a coin toss. So I would take the just probably statistically more likely outcome.
Or you could go both plus 250. So an offensive and defensive player pick it up and dump it. But once again, how the hell does that happen unless they're backups?
Yeah, it would have to be backups. That's interesting. It'll probably be two big guys.
Doug, will Stephon Diggs propose to Cardi B after the Super Bowl? Yes, plus 1,400. No, minus 3,000.
The side Doug just left.
I'm gonna say no. Because I think he's gonna have a very long, frustrating night, and I don't think he's gonna be in the mood.
Yeah, I'd say so. For you to do that, the no is minus 3,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't do it, that means that New England definitely didn't win the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Why wouldn't you just take the Seattle Seahawks on the money line? That seems like a really stupid bet to take.
Yeah. Well, even if they do win,
unless you're going all in on the Patriots winning, and then you're just going to sprinkle a little pizza money on the plus 1,400.
Yeah.
I saw a clip from the media day, and a reporter kind of asked him that question: Is he going to propose? And he looked at that reporter with a death stare. He was like, "Why did you have to ask me this?" So I'm gonna guess no.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Once again, why wouldn't you just go ahead and do what I said and put Seattle on the money line at a much better pay?
Yeah.
All right, moving on from that, let me see what we have on this page. See how many times will Cardi B be shown? I'm hoping at least once, so I know who she is. Plus 150. I know the name. I should get points for at least have heard the name before, but I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. I know she's going to be a chick with like a big butt and huge boobs, and that's it. Like that's all. Like I'm envisioning someone who looks very close to being a Kardashian type. That's because it seems like all the rapping girls now. Isn't she a rapper?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, no, man, she plays in the WNBA. Don't you know? You got me again. But they all have that certain look. So the over 2.5, over 1.5, excuse me, plus 150, under minus 200. Unless she gets proposed to, I think it's under.
Yeah, I think they'll probably just show her once.
Yeah.
I think after Stephon Diggs makes a catch or something.
Unless
they'll put it up there. He
has multiple touchdowns and they really lean into it because they're trying to turn her into like a Taylor Swift type.
Yeah, that's the only outcome where it's possible.
Which at that point, NBC is going to feel really thirsty, right? Like, quit trying to make this the Taylor Swift thing. That thing was organic. You'll never really see it again. They're going to try to recreate it because it had so many views back in the day. But you can't just make people care about somebody.
Yeah. Well, and she doesn't have the crazy star power that Taylor Swift has, and the crazy fans too.
How do you even? Okay, will an announcer predict a play correctly right before it happens? Yes, minus 180. No, plus 135.
Yeah, that's pretty vague.
That is really vague. How do they even come up with that one? Like, who monitors that? What defines it?
Yeah, I mean, like, is that predicting like a receiver to run a route correctly, or predicting the entire play outcome correctly? Like that's
right. It's like, are you going to? Does he have to literally say quarterback waggle and hit so and so on the skinny post? Like, does he literally have to say that, or is he just? I think they're going to run the ball right here.
Yeah.
Will Chris Collinsworth mention Patrick Mahomes? Yes. Minus 220, no, plus 155. And I will tell you this, I saw an article early this morning. Collinsworth is very aware of the prop bet. So
now you get into some weird, sketchy situations with the insider trading stuff or insider betting, you know?
Yeah.
He knows about it. Because now either way, either outcome, it's sketchy. I don't know. He might try and consciously avoid it, though, knowing about the prop bet.
John's got some interesting takes about Cardi B. I'm not sure if they're true, so I won't repeat them because we're on live radio, but they're pretty interesting. I don't know if they are true. That's pretty wild. Let's see what we have here. Will either coach be shown throwing his headset to the ground? That was a Steve Spurrier thing. Like that was like one guy would throw his little sissy visor or his headset to. Yeah, I don't remember last time I saw a coach throw a headset. Because first of all, you throw your headset and the thing shatters. You really put yourself behind the 8 ball in the middle of the ball game.
Yeah,
someone's got to go run and find a working headset.
And neither one of these coaches is known for his virile temper, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if it was like Sean McVay in the Super Bowl we were talking about, maybe. Because he gets pretty fired up. But I don't know. Vrabel and McDonald, especially McDonald, they seem pretty.
Yeah, McDonald's like a cold scientist most of the time.
And what if they fumble it? What if they fumble it and drop it? Is that going to count? You know what
I
I
think
mean?
it's got to be a Gronk spike, like just a full blown whoosh.
Okay, next one up. How many times will the chains be used for measurement? Over under 1.5.
I would say over. I'm going to take the over. If I were to bet that.
I'd just steer clear of it 100%, but I'd probably lean the over.
Whatever happened to the idea that they were just going to use that laser?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I don't remember. I don't remember the last time I've seen them use the laser.
Yeah, I think that would make more sense because would just get it as.
Well, that was the whole point of it. But I think the reason why it lost momentum is because fans really like to see the chains come out. There's a dramatic to it, right?
Yeah.
Did he get enough?
Yeah. I mean, but if you've ever watched a soccer game and how they do like the VAR checks and how they see if a ball was offside or see if a player was offsides. I mean, it's so perfectly accurate. Like I don't know. I want that for NFL games because I think the chain gang. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just like you said, a nostalgia thing or like people want to see that suspense. It's not really as practical as using the chips in the ball with the laser and all that.
Here's a pretty cool one. Will a kicker hit the upright or crossbar on a missed field goal or extra point? Plus 330 is yes. I'd be willing to just throw some cash into that. I hate the fact that that they have to miss it because I just want to bet will it hit the damn crossbar? Or the upright. But it says on a missed field goal or extra point.
I'd say no.
Like why can't you just have the prop bet will it hit? Because we see it all the time, not so much on the crossbar, but on the upright. It'll hit the upright and then just kind of slide through. But that's a fun one, plus 330. Because all game long, you've been hoping that ball, bang. Will there be a flea flicker attempted? Yes, plus 225. No, minus 310. I think most definitely. That seems like one of the most common. There for a while, everybody fell in love with the Philly special.
Yeah,
but I feel like that the flea flicker has made a comeback, like a renaissance.
Yeah, quite a bit this year, I'd say.
And I could definitely see the flea flicker, especially from Seattle. John says that he'll take the flea flicker. Patriots run it.
Well, you get it on both sides potentially.
First TV advertisement: Bosch Home versus Dove. Liquid Death versus Bosch Home. I don't know what Liquid IV is, but I guess it's a version of Liquid Death versus Uber Eats. And Pringles versus He Gets Us.
Oh, that's a Christian thing. He Gets Us is a...
Oh, that one, yeah.
Well, this is the one that you have to pay pretty big chunk of change for.
Yeah.
So if there's one set of folks that have a lot of money to burn, it's anything to do with the churches. But I'm not seeing any kind of odds here. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know how that's.
It just shows it just prop bets, but I can't click on it to show what the prop bets are. If I'm not going with He Gets Us, I would probably go with Uber Eats because that seems like an advertisement that I see quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's a great opening commercial for a Super Bowl for Uber Eats. Get your food while you're watching the game thing.
Another one here. Will the Super Bowl MVP? Who will they think first?
Well, it's kind of up to who you think.
God is 3-1. Teammates is 3-2.
God is 3-1.
I would take God 3-1 over teammates.
Here, let me Google Sam Darnold's religion real quick. That's why I think
it doesn't matter. Like they all get religious once they become MVP.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, with all the ghosts he sees, he sees plenty of spirits all the time.
because you don't have to name a specific religion when you do it.
That's true.
Because normally they just go shout out to God, and
he seems to be a pretty devoted Christian. Sam Darnold does. So
this one.
Now if it's Drake May, he'll think the teammates first.
This one here says does not thank anybody. 5-2. Someone get in there. It was all me, baby. It was all me.
I'd be a fan. Whoever did that, I'd be a fan of them in life. If they actually had the guts to do that.
Suck it, Jets. I'd like to thank a lot of people, but you know who I'm not thanking? I'm not thanking Woody Johnson in the New York Jets. Stick it up your A gap. All right, let's go ahead and get into the less silly ones. Whoa! What is this one? That's old as hell. Okay, that had nothing to do with anything. All right. Prop bets going on here. We're going to go through a few, and then we're going to go ahead and give you our picks. Some interesting ones that are out there. Anytime touchdowns, always a fun one. You got what is your favorite anytime touchdown? Because Kenneth Walker you can't really use because it's -200, and those are terrible odds, right?
Yeah.
But JSN is -110.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
That's exactly who I had written down.
Yeah, that's right.
Andre Stevenson +145. I like that one a lot too.
Yep. Yeah, I love JSN at -110.
I'll tell you another one that I like is Drake May +285.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Gets in on his Mac Hollins 425. Now most teams do when he's on their roster. Most teams like to go to Mac Hollins because he's a big target.
Yeah, he tends to be a.
But if he's not wearing shoes, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to catch any balls.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I like a lot. The Seattle defense +370.
I feel like that's kind of those odds are pretty short. I feel like they're surprised you're not getting better.
I know, but that defense has been smothering.
It's nasty. It's nasty, but you're counting on to house it too.
Here, if you have a little more fun with it, then Bobby, New England +550. Their defense score. Darnold seeing ghosts.
Yeah. So +550 basically for Sam Darnold to be 2019 Sam Darnold and crap the bed. Is what you're betting on.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
First touchdown score. Now, first touchdown score. These odds get much higher.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker is a +340. JSN +550. And if you go the New England route, Ramondre Stevenson +900. Hunter Henry +1600.
That's I know it's crazy high, but I think Hunter Henry's going to have a big game if New England is to win.
I'll tell you something else. Assuming New England scores first, Kayshon Boutte, man, for whatever reason, Drake May, that has become his preferred target.
Yeah.
Especially in big spots. +2,000 to be the first touchdown score. I mean, that's not worth sprinkling a little pizza money on. Nothing is. See what else we have here. Super Bowl MVP. Darnold is +120. Drake May, 235. JSN +550. Kenneth Walker +650. I think I'd be most likely to put it on JSN +550 because if they end up winning the Super Bowl, Seattle,
yeah,
I don't know if they're going to do it on the ground. Now, granted, they normally give it to the quarterback, but if Sam Darnold, let's say Sam Darnold throws for a little over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, but JSN has like 100 yards and at least 1 touchdown, I think you have to give it to JSN at that point.
I think it's possible, but they usually, in that situation, I feel like they usually give it to the quarterback. It's
Yeah, I've only seen it once in any Super Bowl where someone other than the quarterback has. I've seen a wide receiver, the guy back in the 70s for Dallas. was the I can't remember his name, Newcastle or whatever his name was for Dallas.
I think JSN would at least have to get two touchdowns.
Well, Jerry Rice won an MVP.
That's right. Well, that's MVP. Yeah. Okay.
I thought I'm talking about Super Bowl MVP. He won one because Montana's 4 Super Bowls. He won 3 MVPs. One of them was Rice. And Doug, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Fred Biletnikoff of the Raiders won one. I'm almost positive.
Oh well, he was only in 1 Super Bowl, and that was Super Bowl 11. I'd have to look that up, but I didn't think he did. I thought they gave it to somebody different. But
swore. Let me look it up real quick. He I don't know if it'll be on this page or not. That's the problem. Yeah, Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl 11.
He was?
Yep. That's what I thought.
Huh.
Because Biletnikoff, the only reason why I know that, Biletnikoff went to Florida State.
Yeah.
And talked about it all the time when I was a kid. That at the time, the Gators didn't have a Super Bowl MVP. Of course, eventually Emmitt Smith wins one. But at the time, when I was a little kid, it was all about Fred Biletnikoff and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't know who the hell that is. And then as I get older, I realize that he's one of the greatest receivers of all time. But yeah, the Super Bowl MVP went to Erie Central High School. All right, let's get back to the other prop bets. See, I guess we need to go ahead and get into our picks if we're going to get this going. So let's go ahead and dive into them. Doug, what's your first pick on our 4-pack of tall boys?
My first one is I am taking give me New England to the +4.5. This game is going to be definitely decided by a field goal, I feel. Like I said, it's going to be a rock fight. So give me the +4.5. And the underdog, and just remember, in the last 25 years, Super Bowl underdogs have covered 13 out of the last 25 years. So,
well, so I mean, that's a 50-50.
Right about half, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Oh, those are solid stats.
I know. I understand.
The lock, baby. It's a lock. Bobby, what is your first pick of the day?
My first pick, I'm going with JSN anytime touchdown. I think he's gonna get into the end zone. I don't think it's gonna be a super high scoring game, but I think both offenses are gonna be going. I think they're gonna be doing well. I think Kenneth Walker's gonna get in as well, but eventually I think the Seahawks or the Patriots are gonna try and make Darnold beat them through the air. And I think if they leave JSN on an island one too many times, he's gonna break off a big one or score on like a quick slant in the red zone, one of the two.
My first one, I'm going to take Seattle money line and 40 points. So over 39.5 points for the game total. I don't think it's going to be a terribly high scoring game. So I'm going to hedge the bet a little bit on that to get it down to the 40. But I do think you're going to get enough points. I don't see this like the Patriots Rams years ago where what was that, 13-3 or something? Just bleh. I don't think we're getting anything like that, but I can see this game somewhere around, we'll say the 24-20 type deal. But if Seattle just gets the win, I only need the 40 points, and that gets you at a -111 for the card. Doug, what's your next pick?
My next pick is Drake May over 37.5 yards rushing. Whether it be by design or that front seven of Seattle is going to chase him all day, I think he's going to have at least 37.5, probably closer to 60, considering he's put up 60 in 2 out of the last 3 games that he's been in. So, and I think he's going to have to run inevitable for New England to win as well. So,
Bobby, what about you?
My next one, I have a teaser as well, but it's kind of the opposite. And Patriots plus 10.5. You're getting 6 extra points on their side of the ball, and I am also going with the over 39.5. I think it's going to be relatively high scoring, or at least both teams are scoring in the 20s at least. And I think the Patriots are going to keep this somewhat close. I think the Seahawks are going to win by about a possession. So I think plus 10.5. I feel pretty good on.
I'm banking on the Patriots falling behind fairly early. And with that being said, my next one is Drake May prop bet over 30.5 passing attempts. I don't see a situation where Seattle is the team that's behind the whole game, and New England is just be able to feed their backfield, even if they're little small swing passes, even if they're little outs to Hunter Henry. 31 pass attempts to me seems extremely gettable. The only thing that stops it would be an injury, but any of these player props go down the poop chute if you end up getting an injury on a guy. So give me Drake May to throw over 30.5 pass attempts. Doug, what you got?
I've got Ramondre Stevens. I think New England is gonna be behind a lot of this game too. So give me Stevenson under 14.5 rushing attempts.
Oh wow, okay. Bobby, what you got on the next one?
My third pick, I'm looking at Rashid Shaheed, over 22.5 receiving yards. I think he's going to get this. He's a guy they look for on big plays. He's very, very fast. I think if they run any like trick plays or anything where there's like a flea flicker or they throw a lateral behind the line of scrimmage and then like a receiver tries to attempt to pass, I think they're going to be looking for him, and I think they're going to be looking to go deep with him. And I think they're going to hit him on a deep ball at least once this game. So give me Shaheed. He can get this in one play. He's got that type of explosive speed. So even if he doesn't get it in one play, though, I think maybe they give him the ball underneath and he takes off. But I like Rashid Shaheed over 22.5 receiving yards a lot.
Yeah, I almost feel like if Shaheed gets one catch, it's going to be a 23-yarder plus, right? Because he's not a guy that you set up a bunch of button hooks for. He's a guy that you're trying to hit in the seam and hoping to get a big 30, 40-yard gain.
Yep.
My next one, I'm going to take Seattle in the first half, minus 2.5 points. Just got to be up by a field goal by halftime. I really believe in the Seattle team. I don't think it's one of the better Super Bowl teams that we will see as a champion, right? But they're definitely better than New England top to bottom. And the biggest reason that they're so good is that defense. And I think it's going to be hard for New England to move the ball and to get a lot of points going. Seattle, what they hope to do is get the early lead, pound the rock. They would have loved to have their full backfield, but Kevin Walker's going to get a ton of carries. I thought about going with his over-under prop bet on carries, but I decided to steer clear because it does seem a little high. And I think the main thing that you're going to get in this game is you're going to get a situation where Seattle is going to be pretty aggressive in that first quarter to try to get that lead, to have Drake May running for his life, Drake May passing, put all the pressure on the kid, because they don't want the pressure on Darnold. That's for sure. So give me the Seahawks minus 2.5 at halftime. Doug, what's your fourth pick of this?
Kenneth Walker over 20.5 passing yards. One of the ways I think they're going to keep the pressure. What?
Passing.
Passing yards. Yeah, 20.5 passing yards.
Kenneth Walker, 20 yards passing.
20.5 passing yards. Yeah, receiving yards. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm reading it backwards on the thing. I'm sorry.
4 times to correct it. You keep saying passing. You got great odds on that.
Fantastic odds. Anyway, all I'm saying is one of the ways they're gonna keep the pressure off of Sam Darnold is I think they're gonna run a lot of screen passes, a lot of passes out of the to him out of the flat and out of the on screens to keep that pressure off of him, because I think New England's defense is gonna put just as much pressure on Darnold as Seattle's gonna put on Drake May.
I feel like now I got to put money on Kenneth Walker to throw a touchdown pass. I feel like
sorry, it was just sprinting backwards.
Bobby, what's your last pick?
My last pick, I have Sam Darnold winning Super Bowl MVP. You're getting that at plus 115. I think if JSN has a big game, I think obviously that means Sam Darnold as well is going to have a good game. Now he could have some interceptions, but it's pretty rare that you see it go to a non-quarterback. And I think Sam Darnold's going to have himself a good game. I think he's going to put all the big game crumbling talks to rest. I think he's gonna have a good showing, and I think he'll win Super Bowl MVP as most quarterbacks of the winning team do.
But if he throws for like 225 and 150 is JSN, that's where I see JSN possibly getting.
That's possible. I just don't.
Plus, I like the
I
odds.
don't think JSN's gonna have 150 though. That's kind of what I'm betting against. You know what I mean?
I like the odds much better. Much better.
Plus JSN's probably going to be getting guarded by Christian Gonzalez quite a bit. One of the best corners in the league. So.
One of the best, but JSN's the best receiver in the league. Now, his biggest downfall, he's never had a great quarterback, but that's neither here nor there. My last one is going to be just a very simple bet. Seattle minus 4.5. I think they're going to cover. I don't, when you go in and you take a plus 4.5 in a situation, you're really hoping against hope that the numbers are just going to fall your way, right? If you really think about this, to me, you're better off just go ahead and take them on the money line. If you're going to take 4.5, you might as well take New England on the money line, and you don't have to bet as much to give yourself something to have fun with. I see them winning this going away. What is your prediction? What is your Super Bowl prediction? What's the score, Doug?
New England 20, Seattle 17.
Bobby, what you got?
I'll go Seattle. It'll be a weird score. I'll go like Seattle 29, Seahawks 24.
I've got Seattle
24.
I got Seattle winning this one 34-17. I just think they're going to eventually wear them down. I think that defense is going to get if they don't get a touchdown, they're going to set up at least one really, really short field. And I just think Drake May has played pretty darn good all year long. Not taking anything away from Drake May. He has not seen this kind of defense. And as long as Sam Darnold does not spit the bit and give the ball away left and right, he's got the much better team top to bottom. He just has to put it together. You think about it. If Sean Payton was not a moron and kicks the field goal to go up 10-0 in the snow game, New England probably is not even it's probably not even in the Super Bowl. The weather helped out New England quite a bit, but the biggest thing that helped New England to get to the Super Bowl is that Sean Payton's an idiot. Now, a lot of these coaches are idiots. A lot of these coaches are out here going forward on fourth down. And I can tell you this, Vrabel, if he ends up winning this Super Bowl, it's because he's gonna take the mature, level-headed approach, which is going to be get the points when you can get the points. Don't try to be innovative. Don't go for it on 4th and 2 at the 5-yard line to start the game. Get the damn points. Go ahead and build that lead, because points are hard to come by in the NFL, especially when you got two good defenses. Don't make it easier for your opponent to stay in the ball game. What is your lock? And one big thing as we walk this off, Doug.
One big thing. Look for in this Super Bowl, if New England's going to win this Super Bowl, look for Hunter Henry to have probably the best game of the season. Seattle's very vulnerable against tight end in tight end coverage, so look for Hunter Henry to have a big game, and for New England to win. That's how they're going to win.
Bobby, what say you?
My lock, I'm gonna roll Jason anytime touchdown at -110. I think that's gonna be my lock. I go with. I think he's gonna get in the end zone for sure. And yeah, are we saying our one big thing too yet?
Yeah.
My one big thing. Another thing to pay attention to. This will also play into what Doug said with tight ends getting open for New England. Nick Emanwari, he hurt his ankle in practice, I think yesterday or something, when they were doing walkthroughs. It was I don't know what happened, but he's now questionable with an ankle injury, and people have seen him kind of limping around the place. So something to keep an eye on. He's one of their biggest weapons on defense. He's really versatile, and if that Seahawks defense doesn't have him, or at least doesn't have him at full capacity, it could be a problem for them. And also Chop, I'm loving the Paramount era. The production value in the promo is pretty cool with the UFC now. So
Are you able to get everything on that box I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's great.
I wasn't sure if that was working out for you or not.
Yeah.
My lock is I'm going to go ahead and double down. I can't find. Oh, here it is.
Double down.
Give me the JSN anytime touchdown. I just don't think you're going to keep him out of the end zone for an entire game, a game of this magnitude, right?
They're going to scheme him open. There's no
the
doubt.
Only way he doesn't score, A, injury, which whatever, you can't bet against that, and then B would be they get out to just an outstanding lead off a goofy like pick sixes, long touchdown runs, et cetera, that they just take him totally out of the game. They go, out of hell with it. I still think they would try to work him into the end zone. If it's 58-3 and JSN hasn't scored yet, they're going to find a way to get him in the end zone. He's their best player. You got to do it.
Yeah.
My one big thing, JSN Super Bowl. Super Bowl MVP, baby. Y'all have a great off season. We'll be seeing you on the baseball side over on Braves Country Radio. But as far as football, this is it for us until next year. Bobby, good luck with everything going on in your world. What picture is that behind you, by the way? I've been trying to make that out.
That is, it's a print of a painting from the first fight between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez. Those are two of my three favorite fighters. Diego, he's my favorite fighter, and Volk, he's my third favorite fighter. So they fought, and I record a lot of videos on my YouTube channel of which I talk about the UFC and stuff. So it's a cool little backdrop I like.
What's your YouTube channel once again, Bobby?
I'll type in the chat real quick. I'll just type here. It's BTK MMA. So
BTK MMA.
Yep, you're the one who gave me that moniker, that acronym.
Are you no longer doing any of the NFL draft stuff?
Not too much. It's hard. It's so hard to find stuff to talk about year round. I mean, it's kind of like a 2-month window where there's stuff to talk about.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Chop. I appreciate it.
Okay, BTK MMA. So everybody go and subscribe to Bobby's channel, and we'll see you next year. And we might do a pop-up show somewhere around the NFL draft, but other than that, I get so busy during baseball season. The next show will be tomorrow, 3 p.m. Caribbean Series. And man, if it's anything like yesterday's game, holy crap! Called a game yesterday in the Caribbean Series. 16-15 was the final. That damn thing was over 4 hours.
Oh my goodness.
They don't have any rules on how many times you can go to the mound for a mound visit. So, I mean, literally like the Dominican Republic manager was out there every damn inning. I'm like, get out of here. Go sit down. They need to incorporate a lot of the MLB rules. That MLB, what we saw yesterday, that's why they came up with what they came up with. By the way, I also figured out, too, they don't have a pitch clock. Because I went back and watched a little bit because I was curious. I was like, man, it seems like these pitches that are dragging out. And sure enough, they were. So, but it has been a very fun series. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. on Braves Country Radio, and 8 o'clock Saturday night championship. Sunday morning, Salute to Baseball for our annual Super Bowl Salute to Baseball show, and then the big game. By the way, forgot to mention this top of the show, Framber Valdez, 3-year $115 to Detroit.
Right, yep.
That's a big deal. And Buster Olney and other freaking simps are out there complaining that they offered more money to Framber Valdez than what they much more money to Framber Valdez than what they offered to Tarek Skubal in the arbitration. That's how arbitration works, you dumbass. That's how it works. What do you want them to do? He puts an arbitration number at 30 million, and they go, you know what? Screw that. We're gonna give you 40. No, that's just what arbitration was about. Guys like Buster Olney, they should have to go through arbitration. That's what they ought to have to do.
I know.
All right. Y'all have a great one. See you next year, football.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Magee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.